information in on this hurricane and getting bigger, Glenn?
Yeah, and more intense, Tim, Renee. I think it's actually more intense than the Hurricane Center is saying officially, and I'll show you the reasoning for that. You can see as it approaches the coast of Cuba, the eye is very clear. Hurricane Hunter went in there, found a very low pressure, also found 100+ mile-an-hour winds there. But look how big that system is compared to our area. It's a huge system. Well, we have low clouds and an east wind, and so it's going to be cloudy when you get up in the morning. Temperatures are near 60, pretty uniform right now, and the fog is starting to develop. We're getting visibilities that are reduced, so it'll be even lower when you get up. But the official word is 90 miles an hour. The rest of the evidence, to me, supports at least 100, Category 2, but it's going to weaken as it hits eastern Cuba. Now, there are a couple of scenarios here, both affected by this gigantic area of high pressure, a blocking pattern up in the North Atlantic. So this hurricane is going to take a weird track. Now, the first one makes the right turn and then a left turn, but you see how big the effect of this thing is. So even if it takes that scenario, we're still going to be affected by it. We're still going to get wind and rain and some really nasty weather. And we get strong winds, chance of some power outages, heavy rains, and possible flooding. And this is with the track farther to the east, remember, hitting New England. Coastal flooding and very high tides because we have a full moon coming. Now, the closer track, the European model, which has been very consistent with this, and a couple of others now, going with this closer track, which, of course, would be more serious, and again, the high curving it back inland, which would lead to more coastal flooding in the area to the right of where that fell. And the scenario number 2, this is what would happen. Damaging winds, power outages, flooding rains, local and river flooding, and major coastal flooding. This is likely to occur somewhere along the East Coast. If that closer track occurs, it will occur in part of our area. The latest track from the Hurricane Center, as you can see, takes that weird track. There's 75 mile an hour Category 1 hurricane on Friday and Saturday, and then it drops into a sort of a hybrid system, part tropical and part nor'easter. But again, I'm thinking that it's going to be making that left turn, and that is going to cause some problems. Cloudy with some fog late tonight, 57 degrees for the low, and tomorrow, a chance of some morning drizzle with that fog, and then a fair amount of clouds during the day. It's going to be tough to clear out. And then Friday and Saturday are better days, but Sunday, as the Eagles are trying to play, the wind and the rain start to increase, the temperature starts to go down. Monday is the rainiest and windiest, and by Halloween, it is really cold and windy out there. Bye.